Right. What I've been working on is on these lessons were how to save extra data on external device, such as an SD card. So in this application or snippets of application, this so I use a spinner, which is kind of like a drop-down menu. It doesn't really drop down, but it gives you options to select from. So suppose I want to choose pictures, and these are supposed to be the folders on a device, like pictures folder, music folder, and downloads folder on an Android device. So that's a public pre structured appointed locations. The way this little app is set up is that you know I didn't upload anything, but the picture called green balls, the PNG, is going to be stored on any of these locations. Obviously, I want to save that to the pictures folder, so I will choose that. Then I don't have to use the default file name. I can change it to green, for example, green ball, something like that. And I don't have to put PNG because PNG is going to be attached to it. And I confirm. Okay, then it went through the error checking, and if there's no problem with our setting, then save, and it's going to be saved on in the folder, pictures folder on the device. And pictures folder, music folder, and downloads folder, those are already there when you get your own Android device set up. So, but in case it's not there, it's gonna be ask you to create choose a location to create a location. So I implement the error checking as well, and here is the Java file, and here's the content view file, layout XML. Layout XML pretty simple. The only thing to note is a spinner. I use a spinner, and so if you look at the graphic representation, that's the spinner, and that seems to be pretty handy and useful. It's something new I tried for the first time in this lesson. Alright, so other than that, these are all the classes I imported, all the classes used in this little application. Well, so many. Again, classes are like the different groups of bunch of functions. So by importing these groups or classes, all the functions stored in all these groups or classes become available to me. So I can use those functions I didn't even have to write. So that's really neat. And these are the variables I set up, and it's outside on create, so it's like a global, so these are accessible to the entire methods. There are several methods program typed up in here, but all these variables going to be available to all the methods down there. So I tend to put the variables outside of the method so that it'll be available to the other methods as well. Anyway, and on create, so that's like the biggest outside container for this program. I set up the variables, declare the variables. So now I need to reference this variable to the actual object. So can write, see it's here. Doesn't mean anything at this point. Just saying, okay, we're gonna use these, and these are gonna be the types. And so now can write references to the view I defined in here. So referring to can write text view, the top one here. Now let's go down Okay, confirm is a button, save is also a button, save file, edit text, so this one right here, and save is a button, it's invisible here, and the confirm is also button here, this button right here, and then I'm adding on-click listener to both confirm and save buttons. That's like a standard procedure for buttons. And also, I started with the long lines of code for this function, but because I was going to reuse it one more time somewhere, instead of having to go through all these lines of codes again, I bundled it together like this. Check state. So I also declare the function actually called method in an Android development. So I declare the method here, then I actually created the method down here. Private void. Void is like a, you should use it for the program methods. And the check state. Basically, it's checking the state of the device if it is indeed, available. I mean, the storage location is available for saving or not. It's checking that. And environment is also a class. It controls a lot of things. One of the things that controls is the media, mounted or not. So if the media or the saving location, which is an SD card location, if it is mounted and available, then returns the value, true or not. So I'm checking if the media is mounted or not. And for reading and writing, if it's ready for reading and writing, that's what I'm going to record it and save the data. And if it's read only, then I'll make a note of it too. And if it's not available for recording and reading, then I'll return false. So that's what the check state is. And eventually here, okay, I'm using the check state here to actually do the actions. Upon clicking, I want to save the file. I first want to do error checking, of course. Then if everything is okay, I want to save the file. And I use a switch again in case. See, if save file is clicked, then it's gonna do this. So it saves the file with the file name you entered. That's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna go through all that to explain line by line, but I managed to follow along and set up this function there. And if confirm is clicked, remember when I clicked, initially save button was not there, but when I clicked confirm, the save button was available. So it's like a human error checking. So you look at the screen, look at your own, the text and the selection that you made on your own. And if you're sure that you want to save, then you click on a confirm button. When that happens, the save button's visibility is going to change to visible, and the save button appears. At that point, for the first time, user can actually click on the save button and do all these things. Well, the next lesson is actually going to be more useful, so I'm going to just stop here, and I'm going to spend more time on the next lesson.